Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are super excited. We finally got our hands on the 150 amp hour Cloud Energy lithium golf cart battery. If you guys been with the channel a while, you know about a year ago or close to it, we did the lithium conversion on one of our carts to the Cloud Energy 100 amp hour battery. Great battery, works perfect, never had an issue with it. But then we finally reached out to them, see if they wanted to hook up again, help us out. So they're the sponsor of today's video. Cloud Energy is sponsoring this with this 150 amp hour battery. We don't take them apart and do all these capacity tests and all this stuff. That's other channels that do that. What we do is put them through their paces by actually putting them in the cart and using them like you would as a normal person. So we give them range tests, we give them charge tests, we do all the stuff you're supposed to do with it as a person using the battery. That's how we test the battery. So ours is over time. You'll see us do the conversion, put it in a cart, hook it all up, and then, you know, if there's things come up, we'll do update videos on it so you guys can see that. And you guys can say, how's it been running for you over time? So it's been about a year since the first one. No problems whatsoever. Here we are on this one. I'm going to open this box, show you what's inside. Now, it's a pretty heavy box. So like it says, team lift it. You're going to want at least 2 people to lift it. This is 146 pounds. At least it said that on the shipping label, which is pretty awesome. This also is the metal case one. The other one had the plastic case. So let's get you guys closer. I'll show you what we got inside. Guys, we are super excited to show you this. Like I said, the first one we did from Cloud Energy, beautiful battery, worked awesome. Get this, when you open this up, like I said, it is pretty heavy. So when you open this up, on top you got your user's manual, your probably your warranty cards, things like that. We also got some terminal covers for your battery. We got your cable, which is going to hook your monitor probably. Yep, it's going to hook your monitor into the side of your battery. So we got that, and it comes with the orange tie-down straps to help you secure your battery in your cart. Last time we only ended up using one of these because one's all we needed right down the center. So that was pretty nice. So let's set this stuff to the side so we can get the top piece off. Tell you a little more about this. Like I mentioned, this is 150 amp hours. So it's like most of them that you get when you're starting out doing this for the first time are only 100 amp hours. I mean, I've seen 60 amp hours. So 100, 105 amp hour. This is like the step up. This is the advanced version, being 150 amp hour. And where it'll still fit in the cart. We did do a video doing a 150 amp hour battery in a golf cart. If you guys haven't seen that, we'll leave a link to it down below. But we did have another cart we did 150 amp hour in. That worked awesome too, and we got great range on it. But that's what we're going to do with this one. We got a new project cart. We can't wait to show you that too. We'll show you that in this video. It's a new project cart we got for the channel. I mean, it's had a lot of stuff done to it already. It almost don't even look like a project. I mean, it's pretty much, I say project because we got to put a couple small things on it, and then this lithium conversion. Because in my opinion, lithium conversion is the first thing you should do when you get one of these. All right, here's what we're going to see inside of, we got it backwards so you guys can't see it. This is what it looks like. This one is in the metal case, which you can take the top off. So that would make the, I touched the mic there. That would make the BMS serviceable if need be. Like if you had an issue with that, they could service it. I want to get you guys more in here, but I don't want to rip the box. Give us a minute. I'm going to take this out, set it on the tailgate, give you guys a close look. I don't want you guys just see it in the box, so give me just a second. All right, we got it out of the box for you. It is, like I said, it is heavy and a little awkward, but they got these nice handles on top for you to carry it. Here it is. This is that orange color they have. Get you guys a measurement. We're getting about 26 1/4 wide, about 8.5 tall, and about 15.5 deep. So keep that in mind when you're looking to mount it somewhere. And on the sides, it does have the mounting type brackets if you need to mount it down on something. Our last one, we didn't need to use that. What I thought was cool on this one, I'm not even sure what they're for yet, is there's 2 sets of lugs on both sides, or on here. I haven't seen one with 2 sets of lugs. I'm gonna have to, I'm not even sure what I would need that for. Man, I mean, almost like you can make a 4-wheel drive golf cart and run different motors. It also has the vent like you normally see on these, the on and off button. And then this is where you're going to plug in for your monitor to monitor your battery capacity or your battery status and stuff like that, which will come through your display. Now, remember, this is 6,000 cycles. That's one thing you notice when you're looking at these batteries is you're going to see all different, like how many cycles it gets. Some will get 4,000 cycles. Some will get 6,000 cycles. Some will say more. When you see the ones that look like 15,000 cycles, pay attention to that, because that might be 15,000 cycles, but not at 100%. So you got to pay attention to those. I noticed that a little bit on some of these. Let me look at my notes here. This does have the 200 amp BMS, which is what you're going to want. A lot of them have the 100 amp, which is fine. If you're just a person that's just riding your cart through on flat road, just through someplace, you're fine. I mean, 100 amp will probably do you just fine. But for us, we got hills, a little bit of off-road, sand. We want to make sure we have the extra amps. So 200 amp continuous, then it has the surge also, like if you are climbing a hill or you got a cart full of people. And our new project cart is lifted 6 inches, so we got the little bit bigger tires and wheels, so want to have that power for that. What else we got? Oh, grade A cells. This has the grade A cells, the EV quality cells. Some of them, a lot of them start to say that now, EVs, A quality cells. But like I said, I don't tear these open to look, so I'm just going off real world use. So it could have some other cells. I don't know. I saved that for another channel, but maybe at some point I might, since this is a nice serviceable one, I might look at them, see if they are. But that's what we have. And it also has all the temp protections, the low temp, the high temp, the, over voltage, low voltage, all them shutoffs that you're supposed to have on these batteries. There's a list of them. I'll leave a link to it here on the side of the screen somewhere where you guys can see all the different protections it has, instead of me spewing them out here. And then also it has the Bluetooth in this battery to be able to monitor it through the app. There is an app. You'll find codes on the side of the battery where you just scan them to get the app. I know on our last Cloud Energy battery, when we scanned that, it came up all kinds of weird stuff. We had to go to actually the app store to download the app straight from there instead of trying to scan the barcode. And it still couldn't find our battery. But we were able to solve that here not that long ago to where it did find the battery. And here we are with this 150. I can't wait to put this in here. This is going to be awesome. Game changer. But that's pretty much it for the battery. We're so excited for this. This is going to be awesome. What we're going to do next is introduce you guys or show you guys our new project cart. It is a Club Car DS. It's the same as our other one, except for it's a year older. This one's an 06. Our last one was an 07. So the OBC bypass should be about the same. Everything's in here the same. I'll tell you a little more about the cart when we get over there. So let's go over here and check this cart out. Okay, well, forgot to mention one more thing that does come with this, because this comes as a kit. You get the monitor. You also get the charger. Forgot to show you guys the charger. This is a pretty nice charger. You got the really thick cables. I mean, they're flexible. I like to see that. And this is a pretty chunky charger right here. This is a 20 amp charger, which will charge this battery pretty quick. I'm thinking, well, if you got 20 amps, 150 amp hours, what do you got? 7 hours or so, maybe from fully empty. So this is a nice one, and it's the waterproof onboard charger. So you can mount this way, or just flat, like using these mounting holes. But we might mount it this way this time. Last time we had it flat. I think this way would keep more out of your fan. So I might mount it this way this time. Pretty awesome. It also has your connections, which is the Anderson type connection you see on like winches and stuff. You hook that directly to your terminals and then plug it into the other end of your charger, and you're set and ready to go. You also have the clamp type. If you wanted to charge just through clamp, say you want to use this charger to charge something else that's not on board, battery wise, you could use these, or you can use these if you want. I don't know why you would, but they're there. But yeah, this is going to be a nice setup for that. And like I said, this one's chunky. It's going to be awesome. So like I said, let's get you over there, guys. Look at this cart so you can see what we're dealing with. All right, guys, check out our new cart. Feast your eyes on this baby. For right now, it's called the Salvo Savage. That's what it says on the windshield right now. We'll give it a cooler name. But this one it almost don't look like a project car because a lot's been done. But we're doing a lot to it also, especially with the lithium conversion. That's probably the single best thing you could do on your golf cart, if it's not already lithium, is upgrade it to lithium. This one has a 6-inch lift with the JH wheels with the bigger tires. It has the full length roof. You can see the paint job on it is awesome. We'll get you on the other side with the sunlight, but it's a nice deep red. We got the JBL Cruise speakers on here. We put these on here since we had it, the armrest. This is a 4-seater. This does not flip down into the work bed area, which we might end up changing because we like to use that quite a bit. It's got roof lights we put on it. What else have we done? When you come around to the front, we have a light bar we put on the front bumper. We're probably going to get a brush guard for the front of this, but for right now, we put our light bar up there. We also have LED lights we're going to put in here. These have the seal beam halogens. We're going to put in the LEDs. We have the whole kit for that. We're going to install that also. So feast your eyes on that. We'll show you underneath the seat. It does have the 4 12-volt lead acid batteries. These are only a couple years old. So we got a neighbor who wants to purchase these. So he's going to buy these. We're still trying to talk him into lithium, but for right now, he's going to run these babies probably. But we're going to take these out, clean all this up, get rid of these cables, and make room for that lithium battery. It's going to be awesome. So that's the project cart, guys. Like I said, it's a lot better looking than our other one, I think. At least, well, to our style anyway. And it also has the D&D high-speed motor in it already. So it'll give us a little more miles per hour, especially with the lithium. Our other cart, we got like 22. With these lead acids, I already get 26. So I should be getting that, if not a couple more, with the lithium. So excited about that. So that's what we got. This is what we're dealing with. So with all that being said, guys, we're going to get this over here and get this seat off of here and get this ready to tear down, take these batteries out so we can convert this to lithium. We got to do the OBC bypass like we did on the other video, in our other video where we're doing it. We're not going to show you in detail how to do it in this video. If you want to know how to do that, we'll leave a link to our other video where we show you exactly how to do it. But we'll flash in and tell you what we got to do and then show you once it's done, type of thing, so you guys have an idea. It is pretty easy to do. We have the 2 wires we got to do from the old port on the front. We're going to change that to the NOCO port so we can just plug in and it looks seamless there. And then we got to cut the 1 ground wire off of the computer in the back so we can bypass the OBC and join the blue and white wire that's in the harness. Those 2 have to be joined together. And then we're pretty much there. Make a tray for the battery. We're up and going, but we're super excited about it. Oh, we got our suicide knob on there too. But we're super excited about it, and we can't wait to get started. So here we go. Hey guys, we are back out here. For us, it's the next day. For you, it's only been a few seconds. But next thing we're going to do here on this car is we're going to take the seat off so we can get access to everything. And then the next step before that, or after that, is to turn off your tow run switch. You want to turn it to tow. And then you can commence to disconnecting all your batteries. Just make sure you're careful what touches what. We're going to take all those batteries out, take all the extra cables out that don't need to be in. And once we get those out, we'll get with you on the next step as far as cleaning that area up, taking out what don't need to be in, then we'll do the OBC bypass. Like I said, in this video, we're not going to go in depth on the bypass because we did a video on that already. We'll leave a link to it down below. But we'll show you, we'll kind of briefly mention it, what we're going to do, and then just kind of do it. So nothing to it but to do it. Let's get the seat off. All right, now if you're doing this for the first time, remember, at least on this car, we got the tow run switch. We're going to put it to tow. That's what we're going to do with that first. And next, if you have a bunch, if it's not your original car and you just got it, there's going to be a bunch of little wires connected everywhere. Try to get an idea where they go. All these little ones, like, so that way you can mark them and know what they're going to, because I don't know what all these go to yet. I'm trying to figure it out. This one here looks like there's a little converter in here maybe or something. So I'll have to run all those and see what all that goes to. But I'm starting from scratch. So next thing we're going to do is take all these cables off. Everything off. There'll be 2 cables left, which will be your negative and your positive cable, which go back to the motor and controller and stuff. Those will stay, but all these other interconnected ones you see here, they're going to come off. All the ones that connect each battery together. So that's what we're going to do. Just take the brackets out, take the batteries out, take the cables out, then we'll be back to our bare thing and try to make a base for that battery to sit on. But that's what we're going to do now, is just take these batteries out. We're not going to leave you running just so you can see us pull out batteries. We're just going to take the straps off, take the cables off, pull them on out. All right, guys, we are to the point where we got the batteries out. We got the old brackets out and everything. This is what we're left with. This is one of the reasons why lead acid's awesome, because you got all this corrosion. We've been beating some of it off. You can see it, the white powdery corrosion on this aluminum. Even in this corner a little bit where the bracket was holding the battery, it's already rotted through just that little section. Overall, it looks pretty good in here though. But what we're going to do is we're going to clean this out, get our little DeWalt pressure washer, hose this out with that, get this cleaned up so we get that corrosion stuff off of there. That's an extra step, but it's something that's definitely needed. You could see it built up on here. I mean, it's so thick. I mean, just so much of it. So we want to get all that off so we don't have it there at all. Then we're going to make a platform that fills this gap, a piece of wood that'll fill in this whole hole. And that's where our battery's going to sit. It should fit there perfectly. I mean, of course, we're going to have to measure, but it should fit there because we've done a 150 amp hour before. Different brand, but they're roughly the same size, so it should fit. But we're going to get this cleaned up first. So here we go. All All right, guys, we got this pressure washed out a little bit. I mean, what would be better is if you had like maybe some of that neutralizing stuff for batteries, or maybe baking soda, help neutralize it a little better. But we're pretty comfortable with this. Now what we're gonna do is cut a piece of wood to fit in this gap right here. We measured the battery with these rails. The tabs on the bottom of the batteries would touch these rails. So we're hoping they fit underneath of the rail, then it would clear. So we're gonna cut the piece of wood first to fit here, and that gives us a tray to set it on. Then we can just strap it down from there. All right, guys, we have got the piece of wood cut that we're gonna use for our tray. It fits in here. We cut around these little things. This is our cart. Like I mentioned, this is 2006 Club Car DS. Yours could be different how you got to mount it. We know that the bottom of the battery we have has the mounting brackets. They're going to be too wide to fit in between these rails. So we might have to cut those off or cut a notch in them so they clear the rails somehow. We'll see. We're going to dry fit it before we do anything, but that's what we're going to do. This piece of wood is not pressure treated, which we will do that in the future, but we don't have a piece of pressure treated here right now. We're going to undercoat this one on the bottom side just until we can get a piece of pressure treated, which would be better for this situation. But that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna undercoat this and dry fit our battery and see what we have to do to modify the sides. All right, guys, we tried to dry fit ours in there. With these brackets they have on the bottom, it will not fit between our rails any way we do it. So we're cutting these off to make them almost flush with the battery. Now that will allow it to sit between the rails. So we're gonna get rid of these. Make sure you wear your safety glasses. You can use your cutter right here. We're just gonna lob it off. Okay, guys, the issue we're running into, we got a slight issue here. The case of this battery, at least for this Club Car DS 2006, is too wide. Even with the brackets cut off, it will not fit between these rails here and here. And I'm not going to cut you could cut this back a little. I'm not going to do that. So we raised our platform up to try to clear it. So we're going to be something like this. It'll be like that we're setting the battery on. And it fills this, completely fills it. We even had to bend this switch part in a little bit so the battery would come right up to here and right to here. That's the only way it's going to fit without cutting the frame. I'm not cutting the frame. So Cloud Energy, if you're watching this, make the cases slightly smaller so it fits these carts. It's not going to fit these carts. It's slightly too big for a 48 volt on the 2006 Club Car. I'm not sure on the precedents or any other model year that's not like this one, but this one for sure it's not fitting. So we just raised the platform up. It's a tighter fit that way because we can't shove it back as far as we'd like, but we're going to make that work. And that's how we're going to do it. We'll show you once it's in. We're going to undercoat our board, and then we're going to start our OBC bypass. To do that on these carts, like I said, I'm going to give you a brief rundown on that. You have your charge port, your original charge port. We're going to get rid of all that. So this red wire, that'll be gone. You can disconnect this and if you're going to leave your charge port in or your OBC, you could take the fuse out. But since I'm removing everything here, even this, I'm going to leave it there, and we're just going to take all that out. We'll cut this in the back. It's the ground that goes to the controller. We're going to cut that off and then cap the ends with heat shrink, the marine grade heat shrink, and that'll bypass that. And then we got to jump the white and blue wire in the back. We'll show you that when we get to it. But we're going to undercoat this, get this receptacle moved out of our way, get our battery placed in there, and then because it's hard to put in and out, so you only want to do that. You want to do that as least as possible. So that's what we're going to do. Get that undercoated, get this stuff all pulled out. So that's our next steps. All right, guys, we're to the part where we got our board drying over there from the undercoating. Now what we're going to do, we pulled our old charge port out. Since we're going to put in the new NOCO port, we won't need this anymore. You'll see this one gray sheath that only has 2 wires in it. It's going to have the gray wire and the black wire. The gray wire is the one with the yellow holder that holds the fuse. Just undo that and pull that out. This black wire is going to run all the way through the sheathing to the back. We pulled the back seat off so you guys can see. This is that sheathing right here. It has the black and the gray wire. We're literally just going to cut those somewhere here in case you want to reuse it because the controller's still good. We'll cut them about here, pull them. We'll pull the rest of them out up front there. And then there's one other one we got to cut, which is this one, which also goes to the OBC. And then we're going to heat shrink the ends so that it's protected. Then one other thing is we're going to unplug this because we're getting rid of the OBC. and then we're going to use the blue and white wire and jump them. I'll show you how to do that once we get to that point. But we're going to cut these wires back here a little bit, get rid of these so we can pull them out from up front. Hold on right there. I will get some cutters. All right, we're going to cut these right here. You guys can see this. This gives us enough if we ever had to use this or somebody did. Right there. Now we can pull that up front. You guys come up here. Now we just freed this particular one. We just freed all that. We can pull that all through the hole. We're done with that. So set that aside. Okay, next we have to cut this wire here, which is the OBC going to the controller. It's a ground wire. We're going to cut this and use heat shrink tube on the end that goes to the controller. It's the Curtis controller. So we're going to cut that, heat shrink that with the marine grade adhesive to seal it, and we'll be good to go. So let me get my cutters and some marine grade adhesive or sealant. We'll get that set up. But you can see me cut that one, that ground right here. I'm just going to give it a snip. Boom. Okay. Now I'm just going to get some heat shrink tube and put it over that. And then we're almost done bypassing that. Only thing left is unplug this and do those jumpers. I'll show you that after we seal this up. All right, I got my heat shrink on here with the marine grade adhesive about halfway. And then I'm going to heat that, and then I can pinch the end of it. And the glue is going to seal it, so I get no water intrusion in there. You can use a heat gun or whatever. I just use this micro torch all the time. Be careful when you squeeze it like I do. It's hot. So now, there we go. That's all sealed off. I'm probably also going to do one on this end. Not right this minute, but I will, because that's still a good OBC. And if somebody wanted to use that, they can still join to this. So we're done there. Next, we're going to show you what to do with this. Like I said, I wasn't going to go too deep into it, but I know a lot of you will want to see it. There we go. We just unplugged the OBC. Technically, we're totally bypassed from the OBC. Now what we have to do is take this blue and white wire that's in this harness. See if I can get you guys a better shot. There's a blue and a white one. These blue and white one right here. These two got to be jumped because that needs to be done. But we're going to do it at the OBC end. We're going to cut these wires back here a little bit. And then we're going to make the jump back here. So let me cut all these. There we go. Now you guys can see better here. We're going to pull all these wires out except for the blue and white. And then we're going to jump those. We'll solder them together, heat shrink tube, make them good. But we're going to pull all these out. And all you do is pull that center thing out of there. Grab that with needle nose, move it to the center, and pull the wire out. I'll show you that here on the bench. We'll get that done. But that's all we got to do. Then we plug that into the controller. We're bypass the OBC. We're ready to go. All right, guys. Now we're to the part where we're going to jump these blue and white. We want to get all the other ones out of there. We don't need them. So what you want to do is you want to get in here on this wedge piece. You want to twist on that and then like pry up. There we go. Our wedge is out now. Save that because you're going to put that back in. Now we don't want to move the blue or white wire. So remember, it's these two bottom pins. So we just want to take this pin, just a pair of needle nose, move it to the center. Oop. Can't get you guys a shot in there. Grab it, move it to the center, then pull it out one at a time. That's all the other wires we don't need. There's going to be 4 of them. Remember, leave the blue and the white wire. There we go. Now all we have left is the blue and the white wire. We want to leave those in there. We want to put our wedge back in there. So we're going to drop that back down in there. Push it back in place. There we go. Now all we have is our blue and white one there. We're going to take these, solder them together, and that's our jumper that we're going to need. That's the last step in bypassing the OBC. And then we can go put our battery in there and give it a test. One thing to note that on the battery, before you go doing anything with the battery with the cart, charge the battery up to full first. Get it fully charged before you put it in and you start doing anything with it, because you'll probably have to calibrate the display and stuff like that. But if it's at a full charge, you'll be able to do that easier. So make sure you do that first. This battery does have a 5-year warranty, so that's something good for you if you're looking to, if you're worried about it. You know you got 5 years, and you call them up and they'll help you out. Hopefully I do something about the case situation. It is a pain in the butt, it being a little too wide. They just need to take a inch or two out of the width of the case. That would be awesome. But I'm just going to solder these two together and then I'll put it back in there. All right, here is our jumped blue and white wire. We're just going to plug that back into here. That's the jumper that's created. That's all we need to do back here. I did heat shrink the other end of that. So officially the OBC is totally bypassed. So we're good there. Now we can go up front and put the battery in and hook everything up. So that's what we're going to do up here. Remember what I said, we're putting a NOCO port here. We have that. We're going to put that in here. That way you just plug a regular extension cord in to charge your charger or charge with your charger. So it'll look like the other one, but it's going to be a regular extension cord. But now we got to go to the task of getting this battery in here again. Let us get this set in here. We'll show you what we got, what we're dealing with, and we'll go from there. Make sure when you place your battery, you're going to most likely want your terminals that are on the side of the battery on the driver's side of the cart, because the ground wire will not be long enough to reach all the way to the other side. So just a note, put it on the driver's side so you can hook those two up. Your red one will reach either side, but your ground won't. So put it on this side, and then it'll save you some time from pulling it out. Here we go. All right, guys. We finally got it in there with some clearance. Bunch of this, a bunch of that to get it in there. It is a hassle fitting between them frame rails. I mean, it is a hassle. We got wood stacked on top of wood to try to get it to clear the frame rails, and a little clip in here, a little clip in there. So that is a pain in the butt. This part, the batteries are great. We've used them. But this big one, slightly too wide. Please, Cloud Energy, a little smaller. That's all you got to do. An inch. An inch will do it. Inch skinnier, not so wide, and then it would fit in here. If you're going to put brackets on there, 2 inches skinnier. I'm not using the brackets, but it's in here. The OBC is bypassed. Now we're just going to commence to hooking everything back up. We also have to install power converter. It's going to convert the 48 to 12, and then we're going to hook that into a fuse block, and the fuse block is going to run everything far as the lights, the speakers, anything else we have that runs off 12 volt will run to the fuse block. That's how we're going to do it. Before with the lead acids, because I think I mentioned lead acids something, but lead acids made all that corrosion. This one won't. But yeah, this had the stuff in it before. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to put pieces of wood on here so we can mount our charger, put in our NOCO port, and hook up the battery just so we can make sure we got everything right and the cart's going to move. And then we'll worry about our 12 volt stuff later. You guys don't need to see that. If you do, let us know. We'll do a video on it or something. We're just going to hook power from the battery into the converter, out of the converter, into the fuse block, and everything that's 12 volt hooks into the fuse block. Pretty simple stuff. We're also going to put the charger on this side because it is closer to the port over here. So that'll also be on this side. And then we'll probably cut a piece of wood for over there too, just maybe for the converter and the fuse block. It'll be nice over there, but that's what we're gonna do now. Cut some wood, get those in here. We'll show you once we get to the part of hooking up the display. The display just hooks in the side on this RS485 port. There's one port on the side. It's the only spot it'll go, and it'll only go in one way. Then we'll route that up to where we're gonna put it. I'm not sure. I'm not wanting to cut it here in my dash, so I might make some kind of mount that mounts up here somewhere, so it's like a little screen. I might do that, but for now I'm gonna set it up there in a cup holder just for now until I can figure out a bracket system. But right now, let's get some wood cut so we can get the charger in here, get the NOCO port put in, and we'll be ready to go. All right, guys, we got our pieces of wood cut on each side. You can look over here. Each side has a piece of wood to mount something. This side's going to be the charger. It's mounted to the frame. The other side's going to be the converter and the fuse block. But right now, we're just mounting our charger down. We're doing ours kind of on the side. Helps keep stuff out of the fan, as you can see, like that. And then this part's the part that's going to hook into the plug that goes to your battery. And this is the part that's going to hook into your NOCO port once we put it in. We have that right here. We're going to put that into that hole. It'll hook up just like normal, look like factory, but that's where we're at this point. Just hooking up or mounting this charger to the base. And then we'll go on to hooking that NOCO port up. All right, guys, we got our charger mounted in there. We got our NOCO port put in the front. You can see that there. It is mounted in, and it is plugged into our charger down here. So now when we want to charge, we just plug our extension cord into there, and that'll be all we need to do. Next, we're going to have to hook up the other end of the charger to the battery, but we want to hook up the cables from the motor to the battery first. You always want those under like the base part of the lug. So we're going to hook those on first, then we'll get our charger on top of those. So that's what we're doing now. All right, guys, we got our charger hooked up to one of these ports, and we got our cart hooked up. That's nice that there's a couple extra ports there. You could do it nice and neat. Next, we're going to plug in our display. You're just going to plug one end of the cable into the back of the display. And this is going to go into your battery. There's a little tab at the very top. See if you guys can see that. That's going to go at the top. It'll only go in one way, so you'll know. And then you screw it in until it's tight. This should come on. Tells us our battery is currently at 73. That's what it's telling us. We got to get this fully charged, and then we can calibrate the display to get it fully charged. But there's an on and off. There's an on-off button here on your case also. If you wanted to, I mean, you could turn your battery completely off, so that way your cart don't move. Just that extra layer of protection. So we just turned it on. Our display's on. We're going to put our switch back to run. Turn our key. Give this a little. Yep. It wanted to go. So we have power. It's wanting to move. So we're going to take this for a little test drive. Make sure everything's working good here. Then we'll probably try to route our cable at some point. We'll probably do that in another video. But we'll show you that it's moving in this video. Then we can close it out. But that's pretty much it for the bypass and everything. The hardest part was fitting this battery. Took a lot of doing. I mean, that probably took half the time. If the battery was a little skinnier, would have fit in better. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for one of these, look at the measurements online and measure between where you're going to put it to make your life a little easier. Maybe your decision on what battery you choose might be the size. So, because a lot of them are the same internally. Just look for those protections, your BMS and all that stuff. I'll talk more about that in closing, but we're going to tidy everything up in here, strap this battery down, clean up a little bit, and take this for a quick drive. And then in another video, we'll probably show you how we're hooking up the converter and the fuse block. We're just going to hook the converter up to one of these terminals, and then that'll change the 48 volts down to 12 volts, and then we'll run from the converter into the fuse block, and the fuse block will run everything 12 volt, like our JBL cruise speakers and the lights, anything we have that's going to be 12 volt will be run off of that. So that's what we're doing, cleaning up.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. You search but you stay lost. We're reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious.
Okay guys, we're out here at the car. I'm going to show you guys how to install the app so you can monitor it from your phone with Bluetooth. You're going to take the sheet out of your folder that you got, and you're going to see this QR code up here. You're just going to get on that. There we go. We got it to select it. It's going to come up with the two options of install and Google Play. We're going to pick Google Play since we're on Android, and or if you're on iOS, you can select your whatever you need to. And we're going to put install. It's a fast install because it's not a very big program. It just monitors the battery. So you can check all your stats on it. Now we're going to open that. We're going to jump log in. We don't want to sign up for anything. We're going to allow this to find our battery. Now we have a lot of Bluetooth batteries around us and stuff, as you can see. So if you do have this situation and you're not sure which one to connect to, you can lift up your seat on your golf cart, and on the side of the battery, you guys can't see that right now, but on the side of the battery, I'm going to press this little thing in the top right corner. There we go, while using the app, and it's going to scan it. You guys are going to be able to see it now. See the little thing on the side of the battery? That's going to come up with our battery. There it is right there, and it tells us the state of charge on our battery, 99%, which is accurate because we fully charged it and we just drove it around a little bit. So that's where it would be. And then it tells you as far as charging, demolish, balance, protection, total voltage, 53.2. Gives you all the information about it, like each individual stuff over here. The power, if you're putting out power or current, like if you're driving it. You can go to history of anything. You can go to your parameters. You can adjust parameters over there if you're going over the basic information. It wants a bunch of stuff, but you can set all this up. I never ended up using the app. I just used the display for what I need to know. But you can put it up the way you want to. This one here is real time. Like I said, the first screen, that's what you'll use the most to tell you where your battery's at, how much current you're putting out, power you're using, or current you're flowing, and how many charge cycles you have on the battery. You can see we have the 1 since we fully charged it. These are good for, I think this one's supposed to be 6,000 cycles, so hopefully I can, that'll take me forever to get to there, so I'm not sure I can up to 6,000 cycles, but 6,000 cycles is a 6,000 cycles at 100%. I mean, Lithium will go past that. It just might not be at 100%. It might be at 80 or something like that, but it should still work for you as long as everything is within the parameters and you took care of the battery. But that's it. Just wanted to show you guys the app. Pretty easy to take a picture of the QR code here and the QR code on the battery to find your setup, but then you'll be all set.
95%, 98% done. We still got to put in our converter with our fuse block, but everything's hooked up battery wise. You can see it did a nice little run there. It's running great, no problems. Well, we just want to do that little bit because now we're going to go get it to a full charge like you're supposed to do.
All right, guys, we're going to show you. We're hooking up our extension cable or our extension cord to our NOCO plug, and we're going to get this to a full charge. It's just a normal plug-in. There you go. Then we'll flip this up. You guys can probably hear that. Sorry, I don't have the mics on, but you guys should be able to hear that. Let's see if I can get you over here. See the charge light? It is red. It'll turn green when it's fully charged. We're going to get this fully up to charge. Here's our display. We haven't mounted it yet. We got to figure something out for that. And on here, it'll show you 67%. It also tells you that it's charging. So you know that it's charging when you have your display here. It'll also let you know that. And then this does have multiple pages. It tells you more information like the max temps, how many cycles on the battery. This one will tell you each individual cell. So it gives you a lot of information on the screen. So you're going to want that where you can see it all the time. But we just wanted to show you that how the charger reacts once you turn it on. You'll hear the fan and the light comes on red, turn green when it's done, and you're all set. But thing looks good in there. Open it back up. Thing looks good in there. We got it strapped in, ready to go. After we get it fully charged, we're going to do some range tests. That'll be another video for you guys, though. But looks pretty good.
Technically, you should have full charged it before you put it in, but we just got going to get this video for you guys. The one problem I had with the battery so far is the width of it, trying to fit in my cart. Like I mentioned, this is an 06 Club Car DS, and to fit between the frame rails, it's a no-no. It's just an inch too much. With the brackets on there, it would have been 3 inches too much. We cut the brackets off and it was still too wide. So if Cloud Energy is listening, make your cases just a little smaller if you can, just so they can fit between the rails. It'll make it easier fit for most people when they're doing this conversion. Other than that, so far, everything else is working fine. We'll give it its test. Like I said, we don't take them apart and look at the cells and do all that. We give them real world tests. Like we put them in the cart, we run it, we go up hills, down hills, off road, see how far we can get out of the battery, things like that. We do real world testing. So that's what we're going to be doing over a course of time. And then we'll do a follow-up video, let you know how it's doing up to that point. If we're only a month in, we didn't put a video out yet and you want to know how it's going, send us a message. We'll answer you, let you know. If something goes, terribly wrong with it, we have a big problem, then we will also put a video out on that, let you know what kind of problem we had and how they're handling it, like dealing with them. So if this battery is any indication, like from the first one still running great, no problem. It fit right in there. Then again, it was only 100 amp hour, but it works great. This one here being the bigger amp hour just doesn't fit, but everything else should be great. I like the dual lugs on the side. I do like the power button on and off, just another layer of security. If somebody wants to try to steal your cart, it takes them a little longer to figure that out. But everything else was cool. And you guys seen the conversion, the OBC bypass is really not much to it. There's a few things you remove, a couple things you cut. It's a pretty simple job. Once you figure that out, you can do that on your own, no problem, without having to pay for it. But also, guys, if you are interested in one of these batteries, we'll leave links to them down below. You can go to their website, check out all they have, all the information on them. They have 36 volt, 48 volts, all kinds of volts for different projects, not just for golf carts, but for everything. Make sure you check them out if you're interested. If there's any coupon code that I can get or find, I'll leave that down below. Also, like I said, there are other batteries out there that are cheaper. I went on just for fun to see what's the cheapest lithium battery on Amazon of the 48 volt at 100 amp hour. It's $596. So they're definitely down around the price of lead acids. If not, actually, that's better than a lead acid. The problem is with that battery, it's only got I think it only had 100 amp BMS. That's pretty low. They're probably not, it doesn't give you much information if it's using grade A cells or anything like that, but $596. If you want a 150 amp hour 48 volt battery, the cheapest I could find was $1,235. And that one there was just the battery, not a kit. Didn't come with charger, didn't come with display, none of that. This one here came with everything you need to get you going. The displays, the cables, the straps, the charger, the battery. So keep that in mind when you're looking for those batteries. And also that one was only 150 amp BMS. So you're going to want better than that, especially for 150 amp hour battery. But I thought that was just cool to find out. I might have to try to get one of them cheap ones just to put them through the test, because it is the cheapest one on there. But like I said, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful at all, make sure you click the subscribe button down below and that like button. Let everybody know you're enjoying it. And until next time, guys, try something new.